Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I roof a suburban house in The Sims 4. Before we get started, if you find this video helpful or enjoy it, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tutorials. First, start off with one main box. And I'll explain here in a little bit why this is called the main box. Then you'll just put a couple of bump outs or smaller boxes onto your house like that. And if you want, you can put one, just put one in the back too. All right, and then duplicate that main structure if you're doing a 2-story house. If you want, copy a couple of these bump outs if you want to do a 2-story house. And then, so first you want to roof the main structure. It just looks better if you have one main roof piece. So this is the main structure, the largest box, and then roof that piece first. This is like your main roof piece. Okay. Now, if you want, what you could do is you can copy that main piece and paste it onto the other roof pieces. That's the easiest method because when you put down your main roof piece, if you adjust the height a little bit, say you want it this tall right here, and then if you get one more roof piece, put it on here and pull it out to the side that you want it doesn't have the same pitch. So it's best if you just use the copy button like this. That way it's already the same pitch as the main roof piece. It just looks more cohesive that way. You don't have to do it that way, but that's just the easiest way in my opinion. Then copy it again, put it over here like that. And you can also do it to the back piece as well, and then pull it like that. And then it's clipping right here, so you'll just go back to this roof piece that's clipping, click on this arrow right here and pull it in. That way it's not clipping to the front. All right, say for example, you want a front porch. I'll show you how to roof that. Just add your porch like this. I'm gonna raise this house up on a foundation because it just looks better in my opinion. All right, and then you can either use the half gabled roof as a roof for the porch, like this. You'll just use your arrow keys on your keyboard, turn it where it's facing this direction like this, pull this arrow where it lines up with the wall, pull this down either all the way where it's flat, or you can just have it like one up like that, like one step, one level up. And then there you have a porch. Let's just add some columns just so that it looks more put together and we can kind of visualize what's going on here. All right, so there you have it. Front porch. You put your door right there in the middle. Or you can use this roof piece right here, the half-hipped roof. Use the arrow keys on your keyboard again, turn it in the direction that you want it, pull it out like this. With the arrow key, with this arrow key, pull it down either all the way or just one level up from the bottom. Pull it in some because it's sticking out a lot. Let's see, just pull it in by one on each side. And then also the front, pull it in. Make sure it's not clipping in the house, pull it in where it's lined up with the wall. And if you don't like how this looks, like see how it's not lined up with the columns, you can pull this little arrow right here and pull it out like that, and it looks more even. And if you want, you can even add a bump out or like a little room up here. Pull it out And you can put a roof piece on that too. Copy this, put it right here. Pull it in so it's not clipping. And that looks cute. I don't particularly like how tall this roof piece is right here in the front. So I'm just going to lower it a few times. That just looks better to me. So either roof piece is fine. You can do this one or you can do the flat one. It doesn't matter. Well, I'm sorry. I call this one flat. I don't know why I call this flat. All right, if you want, you can use this roof piece right here. This is the half-hipped roof, or you can use the half-gabled roof for your porch. Okay. So there's not any clipping going on. Say, for example, you do have some clipping. So let's add something so that there can be some clipping, and I can show you how to fix the clipping. Okay, say for example, you have some clipping and you don't like the way the clipping looks. Let me try to get an example for you here. Okay, so I'm extending this out to show you how to fix clipping. So say for example, you have this bump out like this. Okay. Roof piece here. Well, it's not clipping right now. Okay, hang on. Say what if you had this one in the front like that? You see how it's clipping through the other roof piece? If you don't like the way that looks, there's a way to fix it. Let me show you how. Okay, so you're gonna take this roof piece with this arrow, pull it all the way to the front where it's only one tile, and then holding shift, pull it in on this side with this little arrow one time. And the reason why you want to hold shift is because if you pull it in like this without holding shift, it pulls in both of your eaves. This part right here is the eave. So if you hold shift, it only does one side. And so all right, you see how it's not really clipping right here. So what you're gonna do is copy this roof piece, place it directly behind this roof piece. Do not hold shift for this part so that it gets both sides, and just pull on this little arrow right here to pull the eaves in, and then pull it back here like so. There, now it's not clipping right here. And then you can also copy this piece in the front, flip it around because we did one side. We only did the inside. So if we put it over here like this without flipping it, then the inside piece would be pulled in too much, like the front. So you wanted to flip it around. What you do is get this piece, copy it. You're gonna put it here, but use the arrow key on your keyboard to flip it. That way the eave is sticking out by like the default amount of it sticking out, because if you don't flip it and you put it on there like that, it's going to be the part where we pulled it in a minute ago and it looks a little funky. So just flip it around like that, and it's not clipping over here. Now if you want the roof to clip, you can. Hang on. If you want the roof to clip, you can. Some people like it when the roof clips over here. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It's just not my preference. So if you don't like the way it looks when it clips, that's how you fix that. All right, so I'm not really so much liking how tall this one is. I'm just gonna pull it down a little bit so that it's more cohesive with this piece back here in the back. All right, let's talk about dormers. So this game comes with dormers that you can place on your house that you don't have to build yourself. These are dormers, and it's called a roof window. So this dormer, you can put it on here. It's pre-made. It comes in a lot of swatches, so you can find siding and roofing that matches it. And they're cute. However, I like to make my own dormers because when you make your own dormer, you can pick the roof color, you can pick the window, you can pick the siding, and it can be customized to your house that you're building. So you start building a dormer by just putting one box up here like that. And go ahead and pull it through the back as well. And then page up so that you're on the upper floor above this floor. Take a roof piece, doesn't matter which one. You could copy it, you could put it here. Pull it in to where it's the same size. Pull this like that. And if you don't like the clipping right here, you can either move this in by one, like this. You can move it in, like so. And it's not clipping. Or you can do the trick that we did over here with the roof pieces. And now you have your own custom dormer. And if the roof piece is too tall, like say for example, when you copied it over here, it was like this. You could either lower this like here to where it's lower than the main roof piece, or you can always pull up this main roof piece just a little bit if you need to. But just remember to adjust your roof pieces over here. In my opinion, the main roof piece is the tallest, but the side pieces over here, it looks best if they're the same amount of height. That's optional, you don't have to do that part, that's just what I like to do. So now with this custom dormer, you can pick whatever window you want. It could be this one, or you could use this Seasons one. You can use any of these windows. You don't have to worry about the window on the pre-made dormer matching your house. You can pick whatever window you want. These are really cute. This one looks good. I'm just gonna go ahead and use the Seasons one, but the rounded top, and put it right here. Maybe, I'm just gonna push the 9 button just to raise it a little bit. So I push the 9 button twice on my keyboard to raise the window. And then you can pick whatever siding you want. We're just gonna go with this one. So paint your whole house if you want, so you can kind of see how this is playing out and kind of get an idea as to what's going on and how your build looks. Go ahead and just paint everything and see how this dormer, it already matches the house. If you use a pre-made dormer in the game, it doesn't always match. You'll end up looking around in the catalog trying to find something that matches or something that's close to it. And so it's just easier for me. I really like to use my own custom dormers. And so that's why I do that in my builds. All right, so next let's talk about these roof trims. So a lot of different trims. Some of these are really fun, depending on what kind of build you're doing. This is Suburban, so we're gonna keep it kind of simple. I think the best one is this one right here, the beveled out roof trim. The reason why is because when you put it on your house, like so, this one usually does not clip on the inside when you're doing like upper floor. Let me show you real quick. When you're in the upper floor and it's, say for example, this roof piece right here, it's clipping inside, but you can't see it. Now sometimes if you use like this one, sometimes it shows. And I'm gonna show you that real quick. If you take away this wall, sometimes it will show inside the house. If you try to do like a cutaway, let's do some stairs in here. So I can show you what I'm talking about. Say, for example, you have some stairs up here and you want to do like a cutaway. See how that roof piece is already trying to clip in? So what you could do, say for example, if you're wanting to put like a cutout where you can look down below, let me just move this over by one, right here. If you want like if you want to be able to look down into like the living room, see how that roof, it clips. Now, there's a couple of ways to fix that. What you can do, pull it inwards as much as you can without the roof piece missing. But then also if you use this trim, it clips much less. And then what you can do as well is pull it in all the way to the front. And then you can make some more pieces, like copy the piece, place it here, and then pull it back a little bit at a time, as much as you can. Copy it again, pull it this way, pull this one in like so, and see how that kind of gets rid of the clipping. It just takes some extra steps. You have to play around with these buttons to kind of pull it back in so that it's not clipping. Sometimes it takes time to get this to do what you want it to do. Okay, so, uh-oh. Why? Oh, there's not a... Okay, so... we may have to get another roof piece. What you could do is turn it sideways and put it up here. Oh, smooth it in one. Pull it in like this until it's not clipping anymore. If you're wanting to do a cutaway, there has to be a support down here. So this actually has to go like this. We can make this porch bigger too, for the video's sake. Okay. So we need to get this piece over here. Copy it, put it over here, and then let's make sure this isn't clipping. And pull it in like that. There. We're gonna fix this. It looks kind of ugly right now, but you just have to trust the process sometimes. We're gonna fix it. It'll look better here in a minute. Okay. All right, so I'm just taking away this wool to show what the cutout will look like without the clipping. Let's just put some lights in here so we can see what we're doing. These lights are ugly, but it helps if you're trying to see what you're doing. Okay, so say for example you want this cut out so that you can look down. That's how you would roof the porch so that it's not clipping. But see, if you use this roof trim, sometimes it clips in really weird ways. See, right there. That's what I was trying to get to where I can show you. This roof trim clips. If you use this one and put it on your roof piece, it does not clip into the house. If you have a cutaway situation where you're trying to have the cutaway where the stairs are at and you can look down into like the living room or whatever. There. Okay, so all of that just to show you why. Let's see, can I get this piece? Is that clipping? Yes, it is. Okay, let's put some trim on here so that way we can kind of see what the roof looks like. Okay. So that is why I usually use this trim right here, because it typically does not clip inside the house if you have a cutaway for the stairs. Or any room that's interfering with the roof piece could show clipping if you use one of these roof pieces. Or even like this roof trim right here. I like to use this one a lot. Hang on, let me show you. This one's like a little bit more bold, but it clips inside the house. But for some reason, this one does not. So just keep that in mind. All right, next we're going to talk about using the Shift key plus C for extra control and for curving roof pieces. So you click on the, actually you hold Shift C and then click on the roof. Actually, all right, so you click on the roof first. Right, click on the roof piece that you want to curve. Hold Shift C. See how there's more buttons. There's like these little round things. If you lift it up like that, see how it curved that piece. So again, Shift C, it gives you more control. All these little dots that were not there before. Shift C will make it go away as well. If you don't like the way it looks, you could just undo it like that. But if you're wanting to curve a roof piece for like a barn or something, all you have to do is select the roof piece, Shift C, more options pop up with these little circles. So you can go like this, or you can go like that. You can just play around with it, get whatever kind of shape you want. And you can get some really unique stuff. But since this is a suburban, since we're building a suburban today, just to make things a little bit easier, we're not going to be really utilizing the Shift C a whole lot. All right, next I'm going to talk about columns. Columns are not a requirement. You don't have to add columns to your house. I like to add it because it helps make the roof pop a little bit more, especially if you're using a white trim or whatever trim you're using on the roof. If you match it with columns, it kind of helps it pop. So if you want, say for example, see how that kind of just pops, it makes the house look more defined. You don't have to do this step. It's completely optional. I just like to do it. It just adds more dimension to the build. I like this one I like this one called the Experience Pillar a lot from the Get Together pack. And if you want, you can do, say for example, if you want gray trim, you can do gray trim on your roof. to match the roof if you want, and you can also use like a lighter gray on here. And that looks cute too. So, you know, play around with it, use whatever colors you want. Just adds extra dimension to the build. You don't have to use the columns. I just like to do it. It helps the roof pop. Especially if you match the column with the roof trim color that you select. It makes it pop more, just shows more dimension, helps the build kind of stand out a little bit. I even add them on the dormers too, like this. So that we can see how this is coming together, let's just go ahead and add some windows. Let's add a door. That way we can kind of visualize here how everything looks. Just gonna move these over so that I can see the door better. You don't have to do that, I just like to see the door. I'm just gonna pick this one, hold shift, and it fences the whole thing. If you hold shift on your keyboard, take the, oh, it took the spandrel away, so I'm just gonna add it back, and there you go. All right, so another thing that I like to do is I use this button up here, the Save to My Library button, because it gives you a preview of what your build looks like on the gallery. If you don't care what it looks like on the gallery, that's fine, you don't have to do this step, but it also kind of gives you an idea as to what your roof is going to look like. So I'm just gonna move it over a little bit. I think it's a little too far over to the left, so I'm gonna move this over, see how that looks. See how it just kind of gives you an idea as to how it looks, and it looks better. So I use this button a lot. I edit this out of my videos. I use this button all the time, like every video that I make, but I cut it out of the video. That way you guys don't have to see me doing this like a million times. But I use that to kind of get an idea as to what my build looks like. So for example, I don't really like how this roof piece is kind of a lot shorter than this roof piece. I'm gonna pull it out just by one tile. Just move these windows over slightly and use this button again just to see how the roof looks. It's a random little step. You don't have to do it. It just helps me kind of see what the build looks like and what the roof looks like. Okay, just adding that on there so we can see what it looks like. Okay. Now this is optional too, but now I'm going to add a chimney. I think it would look good right here. So I'll just do 2 tiles. And to me, this is kind of part of roofing. And I like to add a little half wall. And then I'll use this button again just to see how that looks. Can't see it from back here. I like to kind of see it from back there. So I'm gonna make this half wall a little bit taller. All right, so now you can kind of see it. And you go to this roof decoration, roof sculptures, and you can add a chimney. I like to use a 9 key Make it a little bit taller, see what it looks like. See, now you can see it. And just pick a brick, stone, however. It doesn't match, but it doesn't matter. There you have a roof. Now let's discuss exterior trims. Again, this is a roofing video. However, this kind of interferes with roofing sometimes. So that's why I'm going to talk about this in this video. So say, for example, you want to add this trim to your house like this. Okay, but have you ever wanted it up here where the roof piece is, but you can't get it to do it? Well, there's a way to do it. All you have to do is page down one time, push the end button on your keyboard to go to like walls down mode. And you can take a fence, either the Smooth Keeper, this one works, but this one, if you have the Strangerville pack, this one works the best because it's the smallest fence. Draw it along where the roof needs the trim, page up, I drop the trim, and then put it on. And now it goes on there. I don't know why, but you have to add that fence for it to do it. You don't have to do that, but it adds extra detail if you want that piece to have the trim. Again, all you have to do is draw it right there. And then it goes on. Now, sometimes it does clip. All you have to do is push the end button, get the fence again, draw it along that line, and then page up, and now it's gone. The clipping is gone. So now I'm going to put it over here, just like that. Trim, add it there, and look at that. See, it just looks, I think that looks good. I like the way it looks. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Just adds a little bit extra. And as you can see, it's clipping again. All you have to do is get the fence and go like that. Where it's clipping, push the home button, page up, and there you go. It's not clipping anymore, and it looks good. And I think I'm gonna add it to this piece as well. So just page down and push the end button where you have the walls down. Add it like so. It's clipping again, as you can see. Well, actually, no, it's not. I thought it was. It's not clipping. Sometimes it clips, sometimes it doesn't. I think it is a little bit right there, but it's fine. You can't really see it. And there you have it. That's how you can add trim to this upper level right here. You can use the fence piece. Or if you don't have that pack, you could also use the flat square. But sometimes that clips. You can add the flat square. Let's go ahead and delete this trim so I can show you. So you add that square there, get the trim, and you can go like that. It also works that way as well. You don't have to have the Strangerville pack. You don't have to use this fence, but sometimes when you use the square platform, it clips. This is the easiest method for me, so that's just what I use. Alright, and then one more step that I want to discuss is a sunroom. If you would like to add a sunroom, or maybe a kitchen that has a lot of windows and skylight, I'll show you how you can do that. So you can use either roof piece. I'm gonna use this one, just line it up like so. And then you can get either this roof like that, or if you have the Greenhouse Haven kit, this one's really cute. It is clipping some, so you can just pull the eaves in like so by clicking on the little arrow right here. Don't hold the shift button because you want it to pull in at all angles, including the outer angle too. And there you go, you have a little sunroom. You can add a bunch of windows right here, and that could be a sunroom. And you can use this for a skylight too. If you want to add a skylight up here somewhere, you can use that. You can play around with it. There's different designs. There's these base game ones. These look really good. This one's really cool. It's kind of fancy. And then last but not least, let's just talk about these roof styles while we're in here. There's this metal roof. This one's really pretty. I like to use this when I'm in Chestnut Ridge building like farmhouses. To me, this kind of gives farmhouse vibes. I guess because I'm from Texas and there's a lot of metal roofs like this here in Texas, and there's a lot of farmhouses down here. So that's what I use if I'm building in Chestnut Ridge, or if you're building a suburban house, you can just use a simple black roof, shingles. That looks good, especially with the white trim. That really pops out a lot. I use that quite a bit. You can do that, or you can do something that's totally different, or even a little damaged looking. If you want this house to look kind of abandoned, you can use this. This roof's pretty nice. This one has kind of it's a shingle, but it's kind of smoother looking, so I guess it's like a different material. I don't know. It's not a metal roof and it's not a shingle, but it looks nice. You can use that one. This is from the Snowy Escape. Or any of these base game ones are nice too. This one's cute. This adds like a scalloped look. You can use this on like a Victorian house. This scalloped roof look looks really good on Victorian style houses. Or you can use this one. This looks pretty similar to this base game one that's black right here. And then Horse Ranch has one that looks pretty similar to these two. So play around with it. Use whichever roof you want. So yeah, this is how I roof a suburban house. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. I'll answer any questions you have. If there's any other type of tutorials you'd like to see, comment below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. Thanks for watching.